And we're back at the fifth quarter in Little Chute. Good to have you along. Our program brought to you each and every Monday night all season by Mole Casino Resort and Conference Center. Rob Domonsky from the Green Bay Press-Gazette, Justin Hull from AM 1570 The Score. And I'd like to thank Mike Steele, engineering for us tonight. Mike, great job. And Reggie Rizou, you don't see him, but he's always back each and every week back in our studios and does an absolute fabulous job keeping us on the air and doing a great job throughout the season. Not only us, but along our 24-station Woodward radio network. All right, let's go back and finish our conversation on Justin Harrell.
We could do a whole hour.
I know we could. I wanted to get to some predictions, so we can't take too long. But Justin Harrell, your thoughts? Is he on this team?
I mean, gun to the head, no. I'll say he's not.
I don't know. I mean, if they keep 6, yes. I just don't know who.
But I still think there's going to be other guys in the league that are going to get cut. The 53 guys that go to Philadelphia, not all 53 will be in training camp here. Ted has always made at least one waiver wire move or trade. You know, sometimes they're minor, but one pickup or two.
Okay, so
I still think the P word, the intrigue, what Justin Harrell's going to bring you as a former first-round draft pick if he's healthy.
I know another P word they use to describe Justin Harrell, and it's not a nice one.
Yeah, I you know what? I think he's one of the top. I think he's one of the best 6 on this roster. But as you say, if they do find something on somebody else's roster, probably an easy guy to get rid of. Pickett. Is he a defensive end? I'm not buying this one.
I'm not either. In fact, one of their own people that I talk to on a regular basis, when they made that move in minicamp and flip-flopped those guys, I asked them that. I said, can Harrell play defense? Or I mean, can Pickett play defensive end? And he said no. This is somebody in their own organization. Yeah. Now, obviously, they're going with it, so they must be convinced of it.
And they gave him that big contract, too, so he better be.
He's just a better nose tackle than he is a defensive end.
I think he's worth the contract, but I think
at nose.
At nose.
Yeah.
Raji, on the other hand, is at nose, and I know this is just preseason football, but Raji, so far this year, hasn't shown me a thing.
I think that's accurate. Pete Doherty wrote a story in our paper a couple weeks ago basically saying Raji's just been okay, but again, you're looking for more than okay.
It's so hard with a 3-4 defensive lineman to say they're great because they're not.
I just want somebody that's somebody that's going to push the pocket. You know, push
you see
that
Vince
guy back into the backfield.
And Casey Hampton making
Halati Nada's a name, but I mean, outside of that, there's a lot of teams that play 3-4, and you can't really name their defensive line.
But I don't need to name the other. We're talking about the Green Bay Packers. We're talking about B.J. Raji. I don't think he's been anything special up to this point.
I think that's an accurate assessment.
All right. Do the Packers win the NFC North?
Yes.
Yes.
Do where do the Vikings finish?
Second in wild card team.
Okay. The rest
of the playoff teams?
No, the Bears and the
Lions. Well, yeah, the Bears should finish third and the Lions fourth.
Can I go bold and say the Bears finish ahead of the Vikings?
You know, the Bears
you can do whatever you want to do.
The Bears I think there's a lot of dysfunction there. I mean, they bring in Mike Martz. I don't think there's any question that Mike Martz is angling to be the next head coach of the Chicago Bears, and that's never a good thing.
I think the Vikings are old. I think some of their questions are really going to hamper them. I mean, look at the wide receiver core. They're so banged up. Percy Harvin might be their most talented guy. Is he going to be able to play? Sidney Rice is out half the season.
They lost Chester Taylor, Adrian Peterson. Does he have fumble problems? I still think Favre wins them 9 or 10 games.
I think the Bears at the key positions are fairly old, too.
Yeah. Their defense is very old.
Their defense is very old, and the guys that are supposed to be the playmakers are old and often injured.
Favre won 9 games with the Jets. He can win 9 or 10 with the Vikings.
Yeah. All right. How far do the Packers go?
At least to the championship game.
I'll agree with him. How far will they go, or how far can they go?
Well, how far will they go?
I think they'll get to the NFC Championship game. Whether they win it or not, that's anybody's game. I thought they'd win the NFC Championship game in 2007 once they got there, but they're at least an NFC Championship team.
Will there be labor peace after this season?
There will be football in 2011. It's just going to take an awful long time to get there. This will be an off season like we've never seen before. I think they're going to have the draft, I was told, no matter what, even if there's a lockout. But we're not going to see any OTAs, minicamp, training camp. I bet it's right
about.
Right. Well, we'll see it, but it won't be till now. I'll bet you we're sitting here August 30th, and we're probably just getting the deal probably would have just gotten done. I say they do not have an agreement till August, which pushes everything back. The season probably doesn't start on time, but there will be football. They're not dumb enough to
disagree.
Do it.
I think they're digging. I mean, this whole 18-game schedule.
Well, that won't be until 2012.
But even talking about it, if you're trying to get that new labor agreement, that's going to be agreed upon in there. What are they going to do for the players? I think they're separating themselves further. I think
it's all posturing, though, right now.
This is what I think about that. I think the players are setting themselves up for basically wanting to get paid big time if they're going to go to 18. And in the end,
And they'll do it.
They'll get the
And
money.
there'll be a rookie salary structure so that the veteran. I mean, it's
I
ridiculous.
think everybody agrees that
Yeah,
that should
these
happen.
guys-
I think players and
absolutely.
The
These
players
guys-
even want that.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
union.
These
Everyone
guys
agrees
are
that.
concerned about their health, but they'll trip over themselves when the
Absolutely.
almighty dollar is sitting right in front of their face.
They'll get a deal done.
Yeah.
It's just not going to be in March or April. It's going to be late.
All right, Sean Slocum, is this his final season as special teams coach?
You
in
know,
Green Bay?
I've watched, I think, 5 or 6 special teams coaches since I've been here, and just by watching the way practice runs, Slocum looks like he's the best, like
Yeah.
the most organized.
I would agree.
But for whatever reason, I mean, we watched Frank Novak and John Bonamango, and I can't even remember who it was under Ray
And
Rhodes.
the theory is when your team is good, your special teamers
Yeah.
are supposed to be good.
Something is just getting lost in translation. But I watched Slocum's practice, and he runs an unbelievable practice. But for whatever reason, it hasn't happened. So yes, if they're not better, then this would be it. But something tells me they'll be better.
I still want to see what's going to happen week 1 because right now you're playing with ragtag guys. I mean, how many times are you putting that special teams unit out there in preseason that you're going to be put on the field in the regular season? I think too much stock gets put into.
But then on the
special teams
flip
this
side, when they make good plays, you have to Jason Cherry's punt return. You have to say, well,
right.
how much stock do you put in it?
We ran out of time. I was going to ask you about, Mason Crosby, real quickly. Is he going to have a better
He'll
year?
be fine. Yes, he'll be fine.
He'll be done. He'll be the all-time points leader in Packer history when his
Yeah.
career's over.
With this offense, he better be, because they're going to score a lot of them, and he'll have a lot of opportunities. All right, thanks for coming out this evening here at the fifth quarter in Little Chute. Thanks for listening back home. We'll do it with TJ Lang next week. So long, everybody, from the fifth quarter. I'm Bill Scott. Rob, thanks for coming out.
Thanks for having me again for the third year.
Absolutely, third year. I'll see you, everybody.